Suboxone treatment program for opioid use disorder. Opioid use disorder, or OUD, is a taxing and tedious disorder that stems from increased painkiller prescriptions in the early 90s. In 2016, an estimated 11.8 million people misused opioids, including prescription pain relievers and heroin. The misuse of and addiction to opioids, such as heroin, morphine, and prescription painkillers, have been significant factors in opioid deaths in the past decade. The danger of opioid use disorder has been plaguing its victims. The complexity of the whole process of getting clean has left some victims feeling hopeless. That is where medication-assisted treatment comes into the picture. A Suboxone treatment program provides an opportunity for a fresh start in life and a chance to live normally again. This video will discuss how Suboxone treatment can help you recover and break free from opioid use disorder. Suboxone is one of the treatment options used to subdue the risk of overdose on non-illicit and illicit drugs. It helps control the adverse effects of opioid addiction. Also known as a dual diagnosis treatment, it is composed of medication, behavioral therapies, and counseling that work together to help an individual abstain from drug use and maintain long-term sobriety. Suboxone produces moderate effects when used as intended and prescribed. It also blocks the opioid receptors of the brain activated by other opioids, such as heroin and prescription painkillers. However, it can also lead to adverse effects when abused. A Suboxone treatment program is mainly prescribed to people with opioid use disorder. Still, it can also be used to treat other conditions, such as substance abuse disorder and chronic pain. When someone we care for has these bouts of addiction, sometimes interventions are not enough. They may require medical attention and care to get them on a path to sobriety and recovery. Suboxone is one of the most reliable and effective ways to reduce opioid withdrawal symptoms and cravings. Suboxone is approved for people 16 and older whose healthcare provider has assessed them as having an opioid dependency. Suboxone is part of medication-assisted treatment, MAT. It contains buprenorphine and naloxone. This combination is effective in treating opioid use disorder. Suboxone targets and binds to the same opioid receptors in the brain as other opioids, but with a much weaker intensity. Binding to these receptors prevents other opioids from affecting them. Suboxone is either a sublingual film or a tablet dissolved under the tongue. Suboxone, as a treatment for opioid addiction, works effectively as part of MAT that incorporates other methods, such as cognitive and behavioral therapy, to help individuals work out the root of their addiction. Treatment of opioid use can be a very fickle process, and with the help of a Suboxone treatment program, there is a chance for a better tomorrow. Suboxone has two active ingredients, buprenorphine and naloxone. Buprenorphine is an opioid partial agonist that reduces withdrawal symptoms and cravings by binding to the same opioid receptors in the brain as other opioids do, but leaves out the euphoric feeling. Naloxone, on the other hand, is an opioid antagonist that blocks the effects of other opioids and can also treat an overdose. However, Suboxone should not be used with other opioids as it can lead to life-threatening respiratory depression, low blood pressure, and even death. It is incredibly vital to have a qualified healthcare practitioner to supervise your dosage and treatment. You should never self-medicate as it can be hazardous. Ensuring the film is completely dissolved under the tongue or the cheek is essential. Swallowing the medication will not allow it to enter your bloodstream, which will not make it work effectively and may lead to withdrawal symptoms. Suboxone is a prescription non-illicit drug and an effective treatment for opioid use. Only a certified and licensed Suboxone doctor can prescribe it. To ensure you only receive treatment from a licensed and reputable medical professional, visit Suboxone treatment websites such as suboxonedoctor.com to find a Suboxone doctor or clinic near you. Suboxone is a combination medication containing buprenorphine and naloxone for treating opioid use disorder. Buprenorphine is an opioid partial agonist mixed with naloxone, an opioid antagonist. This mixture enhances the opioid blocking factors that discourage misuse of the drug. There are benefits to taking Suboxone over other MAT medications. Other MAT medications, such as methadone, can be more addictive. However, the MAT medication best suited for an individual does vary. Again, consulting with a licensed and qualified Suboxone doctor is essential to determine what might work for you. Suboxone as a treatment for opioid use disorder is incredibly effective in helping individuals wean off opioids and deter them from relapsing into drug misuse. Suboxone treatment can be available in person and online with the help of telemedicine. However, you should be cautious when taking the medication as it can be just as addictive as other opioids if not used correctly. This treatment can be a long process that can continue with highly confidential aftercare programs. Following the dosage and directions given by your prescribing Suboxone doctor is crucial. You must avoid self-medicating or sharing this medication with others. Suboxone is one of the most accessible and effective forms of long-lasting treatment of opioid use disorder and has saved many lives. It can be the first step to a life free of addiction and new opportunities. Your Suboxone treatment program is specifically catered to your needs so that you can have the best chance for success. Whether getting Suboxone online or in person, you must follow your doctor's prescription and abstain from drug use. With hard work and dedication, Suboxone can help you on your road to recovery. At SuboxoneDoctor.com, we pride ourselves on being the best one-stop destination for all your Suboxone needs. We can point you to the nearest Suboxone clinics and offer you the most convenient solutions to long-term problems. If you or a loved one suffers from opioid use disorder, please do not hesitate to reach out. Visit SuboxoneDoctor.com and let us help you get on the path to sobriety and a better life.